What's up, guys? This is Jakob. I'm Content AI Manager and founder of Content AI Tools. Welcome to a new episode, the first episode in the year 2023, new episode of Content AI Show. I'm super excited to have the CEO of arttac Solutions, Felix Meusel. What they are doing, they want to banish repetitive tasks from the office routine forever, and in order to create a creative environment for the work of tomorrow. Welcome to the show, Felix. Very excited to speak with you today.
Thank you. Nice to be here. Very excited as well.
That's awesome. Cool. So can you, first of all, before we jump into the topic of the work of tomorrow, the future work, collaboration with AI, through AI, can you describe your own journey? So who are you? So you're the CEO. So who are you and why did you came up with this idea of founding arttac Solutions?
Well, it's a very interesting journey, to be honest, because I never thought to get this far. Originally, I studied data science and economy and was always very interested in machine learning and things like stuff like that. And until the year 2020 I was working for the Fraunhofer Institute in Germany. So I really was next to what is happening at the moment in artificial intelligence. So I was always very curious about how and what are the next steps. And in my final thesis, I then wrote about artificial intelligence, or to be a little bit more precisely, about deep reinforcement learning. And there it was for me really, I'm just always a little bit excited and always surprised still about the magic what we can do with AI. And this is really where it comes to a new point. Right now you can see that with ChatGPT, and I was always in this field. And so it came that after I wrote my final thesis about deep reinforcement learning, another random guy, a friend of mine, came to me and said, "Yeah, I was paid for my thesis." And I said to him, "Okay, well, I can also be paid for this because I was not. It was a normal university thesis." And so I just said, "Okay, I think my work is as good as yours." But
it was a competition.
yeah,
I will beat you.
yeah, it was a little bit like that. And so I said, well, I will show my draft, or better to say, my work, to the Bavarian government and explain it how it could work in the office environment.
Okay.
And well, it worked out after all. They said, okay, it's an interesting project. Yeah, sorry.
Hold on. You just went to Munich to the Bavarian government and knocked on the door and said, "Hey guys, I have a really cool thesis for you." Or how I'm just curious.
That's a good question, because it was not like this. It would be cool, very cool to go to the foreign minister or something and saying, "Okay, well, yeah, I'm the guy here. Give me some money for my cool project now." There's a project in Bavaria called By2. It's for scientists and guys who are interested in who are coming originally from the science space and want to go into economy. And when it's something new, they're saying, "Okay, we are partly invest in you." And this was the place, or the better to say, the official how to say the best, the official location where I sent the documents to. And they said, "Okay, well, this is really an interesting thing. Could be something really new." And so we decided to found the company arttac Solutions. arttac Solutions also has a little history. It's just because we, as students, also tried to build another platform. It was something with art, and we then thought, okay, well, let's take art and tech and combine it in a new cool world like arttac. And but it never worked out. The typical student project.
Okay. Thanks for your honesty.
Yeah.
But when you say we, so there's a co-founder with you?
Yeah,
Or?
absolutely. Me and a good friend of mine who was also a colleague at in university. His name is
Cool.
Max Klein, and we together founded the company then to say we can do web development and automation better than others. Because what we're facing right now, or generally, is that a lot of companies are into web development, and there are also a lot of fine tools for that. But the problem is in this new world, in this GPT world, there is a complete new field of what you can do online and what you can do with the tools. And there I know almost no company that has any clue about this. And for us, it was clear that we came fresh from university. I, with my background as data scientist, and he has a background in coding and computer science generally. And so we thought, okay, we can do this better. We can do all of that better in a better way. And we also see that new work, modern work, with no repetitive and boring tasks can be done in the future.
Yes.
And this is why we originally started to work on. Then surely after a short time period, we also saw that it's much more difficult than we thought before. But this is how we started. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I like your philosophy. So I see it the same. I mean, there's a lot of buzz currently because of ChatGPT, and to some degree, I like it, but I also don't like it. So I like it because more people are using ChatGPT, but it's this technology is already around quite a while. So I'm
Absolutely.
I'm in this field already since 1.5 years or something, and people are I get this in a chat. I mean, he's now almost a client, but he said, "Come on, everybody is an AI expert now," something like that. And I say, "Hey, I tested a lot of tools. Okay, so it's not like that. I just made this after DALL-E 2 was in the media." I think it's good that more and more people are aware of this fact, because this creates awareness for
Yes.
AI, because the AI Act is also on the way, and more business owners must be aware of this fact.
Absolutely.
If you have a chatbot, then you have to be aware of this, because the AI Act can bring you penalties, and so you have to be aware of this. And yeah, that's the reason why I appreciate what you said, and would also say I see it the same. Yes. So what exactly are you offering for clients, for business owners? What are you doing?
Yeah, the thing is really tremendous, or it's really very interesting, because what we can deliver is cost effectiveness and time effectiveness by up to 30%. So what we're talking about is if you're normally going to work right now or at these days, then you have a lot of emails coming in, a lot of communications channels that are all need to be managed at the same time for different channels with different information. Everything is partly important or not. It's really, really difficult and confusing to filter that and to find the really important things. And what we are doing originally is really trying to get that away from you. So with Athene, the module we are building right now, and what is in a really early stage, we are trying to help you to plan your week automatically or partly automatically, and also to get rid of that communication mess. So what we're doing there is we're trying, on the one hand, to get all the different communication channels like email, Slack, Teams, whatever, and on the other hand, to sort it, prioritize it, and then to say, okay, this one could be probably directly a task for your tool, for our tool, to plan it then in the week, so that you have a working task list that's also automatically filled all the time, and where you can plan the whole, or schedule your whole week with all the meetings in between and so on. And on the other hand, that we're prioritizing your communication channels. And so generally, to make it short again, maybe we try to build that what formerly was a personal assistant or a chief secretary. That's what we are doing.
Nice. I like it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, thanks a lot. And the only problem what we're facing right now is, as always, in first you think, okay, we have the great idea, and sure, we just trying to start to build it, and then you face, sure, in reality, it's much more difficult. What we were facing is not only data protection laws and interconnectivity problems, but also slightly a problem internally in the companies, because some of them are saying, well, I'm afraid of this, and this is completely without any sense after all, because it's nothing that tries to really make get rid of you. It's not we're not that far ahead. Artificial intelligence is not that good that it can really do this. Instead, we're really trying to build something what makes. We're also we're always saying that arttac solutions really biggest goal is to automate the boring stuff. We just because there is a lot of that today with all the bureaucratic things, with all the repetitive works. And I mean, it's much less if you compare probably to the 80s, where it was more difficult to get in communication with other people and so on. But the problem right now is what I mentioned at the beginning, that we have such a communication overload that it's very complicated to stay ahead and focus on the really important things. And this is what we're finally trying to solve. Yes.
I'm just curious. So maybe you, because of security things, you can't speak about it. But so how do you? I mean, I imagine I had this picture of Iron Man, Tony Stark, and his personal assistant. Jarvis, right?
Yes, Jarvis.
Of course. How could I forget that? Oh my god! So something like Jarvis, who plans my days or my appointments. So how does Jarvis? Let's stick to the name.
Mm-hmm.
How does Jarvis know which what is priority for me and should be on list on my task list on number 1 and not on number 10? So how does
It's a very, very good question, and at the beginning, I mean, the AI system currently, current working AI systems, maybe in the future it's different, but current working AI systems never can be better than your knowledge or the knowledge we have about it. And that means that first we have to train it with data that already exists, like every AI system. And here we're trying to strictly personalize everything here, and that means we are having a tool. This is our first module, what is based without AI. It's called Prior Assist. Prior Assist is let's say our complete base system, because here we just have a project management tool, and this project management tool is maybe a little bit cooler than others because it's also very straight to plan your day, very straight to help you sorting things out. But here you're still having a lot of opportunities to plan it for yourself, to really use it like different tools like Asana or Jira or whatever. But what we're doing from the beginning is we try to interconnect you. So you have a Microsoft account, well, then just connect it. You have a Google account, well, we also can connect this. And also we're working right now on the solution to really connect you to anything you can say that has something to do with your office work every day. And this is how we're collecting the first database. Because what we can learn from your office calendar or your Outlook calendar, better to say, is there are several time series, several events, maybe you also made appointments for yourself. What explaining us how your work and your week is normally structured. So this is our first try to get in who you are and what you're doing. And at the same time, we, like I said, give you the possibility or opportunity, better to say, to create your own tasks, to plan it over our tool, because it's a little bit easier than with Outlook. We just have it in a list. You can drag and drop it, and it's live and synchronized back to the calendar. So you have a direct use case for yourself. You can really interact and plan your week, and we learn something about you. And in the second part, this is where it's really getting complicated. But thanks to transformer algorithms, it's working. We're also trying to do the same for your postbox. So we're trying to analyze everything what happened in your postbox in the last months, maybe in the last half year. And there we trying to get interconnections between your relationships to other employees, to customers, to whatever. And so with all those data, we're trying to calculate a model where we can say, okay, now we are a little bit aware of who you are and what you're doing. And with all that data, we are then able to predict some things. At the beginning, we always just suggest. We never would say, okay, so now we're automatically doing this, and sorry, so we sent this email to your employee even without giving you any message about that. No, or any notification. That's never the case. We're just asking. We're saying, okay, it looks a little bit like this is very important now, and you should prioritize this. But if you're then saying no, then we learn again. So we continuously trying to.
Sorry for interrupting. Is this
Yeah,
just
sure.
popping up? Is this just popping up on my screen, or how do I get this message?
Yeah, maybe get first to the basics. It's we're working right now also on an Outlook integration. Right now, it's a web app, and this web app is built like. Like I said, like a normal project management software. There you have your daily planner, and you also have a calendar where your weeks is in. Then you can integrate Microsoft to that, and then you have all events that are occurring in your Microsoft calendar. And this is how it begins. Then we're also asking you some questions. This is right now it's in the implementation state. So this is what's coming next. We're also asking you, I don't know, we thought you probably normally have a lunch break at I don't know 1 p.m. or something. And this is also what this is the rare data we need to cluster and to understand who you are, but just in a general case. Yeah. And from that point on, we're then getting a little bit closer and a little bit more detailed. And this is where the emails are coming in. So where we also try to connect to the emails. I mean, just if we're allowed. If not, then we never can get better. But then that's also okay. But then it's not as precisely as it is with emails. Yeah. And then if we are reading your mails, then we can interconnect to saying, okay, this guy is writing you a lot of times, but if we're checking, we call it context mining. We're trying to check everything what you're talking about, not only that you're talking about something, also what you're talking about. I know this is a big thing because of data protection laws. But this is why we just said, okay, we're doing it personally for everyone. So no one can read it outside. Also, we can't read it outside. It's just for personal, for personal interacting with our AI that's working on it and getting better on that. And after a while, reading all the emails and checking all the connections you have to different people, we know, okay, this one probably is a customer. This one, or we are maybe also asking that first. This one is another employee, or is someone who's helping you, and so on. And from that point on, we're trying to make predictions how to answer on it, predictions how to prioritize it, predictions where we have to structure this, and so on.
Yeah, just a quick question. So from the process of starting until the prediction part, so how much time do I have to? Is it a month or 2 months?
Well, it's continuous learning, so it's probably getting continuously better.
Okay.
But that's the cool thing. You can start from the beginning, because at the beginning we're just taking general rules, and general rules, we saw it in the past, are also partly very good, because there are some things, like in Germany, for example, a lot of people love to go to lunch at 1 p.m. or 1 hour before, something like that. So this is just a general thing, and this is always this is not always, but almost always true. And this rule-based system is the beginning. And what we're doing then is to getting more precisely. And yeah, for this training, we need, depends, really depends. If you're a bigger company, and we are really, I mean, we're right now just planning that with bigger companies. We're just right now doing it a lot with single persons or very small companies. But if you're a bigger company, it probably needs several months, up to half a year, until it really gets that good. But the thing is, and this is the main thing, the very interesting thing about all that, that after this very efforting process of learning how and why and this and that, the system is fully integrated, and it's completely possible to predict different scenarios in the whole company, also between the teams, also who's working on what, where maybe we have double work, where you can say that a meeting could be possible. This is from now, to be honest, this is our vision. This is not what we are doing right now, because we have to go small steps. But this is where we want to go, because it's, after all, it's nothing like magic. It's just logic. And the more data we have and can interconnect, the easier it is. And what we're doing right now with that is we're concentrating a lot of how is your week? How are you planning? And backed on this data, we can also predict and assume a lot. So we can, for example, you're having, like in our company, I have every Monday at 4 p.m. we have our weekly meeting. So this is a very fixed appointment.
Yeah.
We always have this. And what I know is, before that, normally I looked at, I have no calls or almost no calls. So this is also what in my team's calendar, there's no call at all before that. This is where we can see a rule for me personally, because we can say, okay, this could be time where you normally have some time to, maybe you need then also to prepare for this weekly call, but this is where you have some time. And this is where our system learns right now, where it says, okay, this was last Monday, that was the Monday before, and so on. You had always something like this. Sometimes you had a call, but sometimes not. And this is how we're trying to scheduling your week then. And with that data, we just begin. Because that means then always we have another interconnection, and you can just build up on that. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. So you're using also your own system?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, you can really recommend it to everyone, because it's we're now working on it in the free version, up to 3 users. It's completely free, and from free users to then it's a small company version and so on. And there it's not completely free anymore, but still very good price. But yeah, enough from that side. I surely also use it for myself. It tries really to get to help me to get a very good planned week generally.
Yeah.
And this is where I really see a great, to say the best, a great advantage if I compare it to other tools here.
I'm giving a lot of speaking gigs also in German, in German language, and one question that I always get is about the whole privacy thing. So when it comes to AI and content generation and deep fake, things like that. So I mean, I'm also born and raised in Germany, so when you say you don't have access to the emails that I'm reading, but the AI gets access, where is the data to some degree stored, or
Yeah.
is that a safe? Is it safe? And nobody has. I mean, I'm asking this, and I'm aware. I mean, I'm a techie person. Almost every day, a new tool pops up, and I'm testing it. I'm very open to it, but I know that many people are scared of this and asking this question. So that's the reason why I'm asking, basically, for a friend.
Absolutely.
A friend gave me this question, so it's not for me. I didn't.
Was not
This
just
question is not for me. That's for my friend.
but I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest problems we're facing all over in Europe, because we have a very high data protection laws.
Yes.
That's good for personal reasons, but it also makes it much more difficult for a lot of tools. To be honest, we just said in this case, we don't know exactly. We just let it do Microsoft. We're just saying we have a direct interconnection to Microsoft. It's the same with Google, and these are the main two companies we're working with, because we saw that over 80% of all businesses are using Microsoft or Google. And this is why they are storing, for example, Azure is storing everything. So the Teams channels are stored in Azure, the emails are stored in Azure, and so on and so on. We said, okay, well, Azure is managing that in a way, so we directly saying, let it also Azure do for us. This is why we just have an API interconnection where you can say, okay, we are asking you if we can get the rights to read your data and things like that. But then we're just calling Azure directly. And we just are interconnecting with the databases what are in the cloud from Azure. It's the same with GCP, so with Google Cloud. And we're doing nothing there anymore. We're not saving it on our own servers or something. We just thinking that this is the best possible solution, because I know that even Microsoft has problems with the EU Commission, that they're saying, well, even this is not completely 100% whatever. But on the other hand, if you go around and watch or look into the companies, everyone is using Microsoft. So it's where you stop there. So if you really would say, okay, so we really want to have the biggest, best data protection ever, then you have to use Linux on your own servers and with Nextcloud or some other open source tool, and never use anything like the big US companies. Because it's always forbidden to use that to get into serious state here. Yeah, so this is how we did it. This is that was the simplest way.
Yeah, very smart, by the way. So does this mean you made separate deals with Google and Microsoft, or is it?
No, the thing is, we're just talking about Azure here, because Google and Microsoft always have the same data protection level. It's a very high level, and the thing is that Microsoft is directly dealing with all this data. And okay, I don't know exactly how they do this, but I know that they have a very high standard and so on, and we just mirroring it and working with the mirror data and then encrypt it, and then we can use it fairly good. The question is always sure how far we can go with this. We also have to check it out. I mean, we are also new in this whole topic still, because I don't see a lot of experts that can really explain how it could be used without completely without that you have any problems with data protection. Because after all, it's always the thing, what we can use is that we can say we can't read it, just our AI can't read it. But there's always the problem, sure, if you're coding or programming the AI, you have some sort of access, so you always have the problem that you have to prove that you really don't read any data or do anything. But it's a very, very difficult field. It's a very difficult topic.
Yeah. Yeah, got it. Cool. So maybe from data security a little bit more into the future. So one thing that you mentioned, the future of work. So so can you give us a couple of ingredients how you see, and of course using your tool, how you would describe the future of work, and how is it changing for the employees to some degrees? So so to say, the end consumer, the user, how how do you imagine this world
Sure.
of the future?
What I think is we're coming really into a new digital age again because what we saw in the last 5 years. I mean, this is the funny thing about this whole hype right now about ChatGPT.
Yes,
It's not that as new as most
yes,
people think now.
indeed.
Since yeah, absolutely. Since we were talking about the transformer models made by Google, and I think 2018, since then a lot changed. And what I see is a lot of things like content creation, also notification, communication, whatever, will be automated a lot more. And this, after all, is great for all of us because, to be honest, who wants to get again? What I wanted to say, sorry, no, was out of it. I was working, for example, in Siemens several years before, and there the classical situation was, yeah, you have an Excel table and you or an Excel sheet, and you have to say, yeah, blah blah blah. You have to get in a lot of values, and you have to do it manually. And these are very boring, monotonous work
Yeah,
things,
yeah.
and I think all of that will not be done in the future anymore by us. Yeah, that's
Yes,
very good. And
finally.
also a little bit more difficult things like what we are doing right now, interconnecting things like what Zapier is doing, for example, at the moment. Zapier is
Yeah,
an automation.
yes.
Some automation platform, and
Yeah,
what they are doing right now is they're saying, okay, we interconnect several things, and then you get direct messages if something new happened in Salesforce. You can have a direct interconnection to Slack or to Teams that you see it, in a notification or new message, and that will go on. And what we are trying to do, and also the whole industry is trying to do, is to even get rid of Sapien. Just let it an AI
salespeople,
do. Sorry?
or getting rid of salespeople.
No, of Sapien, not
Zapier. Oh,
Sapien.
okay, sorry.
Sapien.
I
So
got.
not because you, yeah,
Yeah,
no
sorry.
problem.
Zapier. Okay.
Yeah,
You want to
but
get rid of it. Yeah.
sorry.
You want to get rid of Zapier. Okay.
Yeah, or things like Zapier, because it's just not because I hate Zapier. No, it's a great tool, but Zapier still is a thing where you just partly automate something. It's a partly automated system, not a fully automated system.
Okay.
What problem a normal user has, and not a coding freak like me, but the normal user in Zapier has, is you have an interconnection. Okay, that's a thing that's quite easy to make, but then you have to click on the next and to interconnect them, and then you can use if cases and things like that. So it's where a normal user, and I can fully understand this, is overwhelmed again. It's just a no, I don't want to do this. That then I do it just by my side again, and this is why I think the next good thing should be or will be to combine things like Zapier with AI, because then you can say, you can just explain it like we can use or we can do it with everything. The main magic we got in our whole life, or in our whole evolution, to say the best, is language. We just can describe what we want. And
Mm.
the problem is right now, if we're completely honest, machines still don't understand what we're talking. They try, but we don't have a direct interface to talk to a machine, and the machine is getting what we want to have. And here, a combination of artificial intelligence and automation systems is the thing where we really could have the first real interface between a user and the machine itself. And this means then in a practical case, I say I have several bookings in that registration system, and I have several notifications in these other systems, but I just want to see it in one tool, in one system. And I want that it is interconnected automatically. And the only thing what I maybe can or should do is to log in. And this is what we are doing. We try to automate all of this to get it in one channel and to build it up in a sensible situation where nothing is done anymore by you, because a normal user, like I said, does not have the time to get deeper into. Even for Zapier, you need some knowledge.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is where I think will the whole industry go, and we're also trying to go there.
Yeah.
Just to say that we automate everything here, that we can make every interconnection just by writing or maybe speaking to a bot.
Yeah.
That's where I think it goes. And to get maybe again to the bigger picture here, this will be great after all, because then it's really like where we're having all those information, and we're having all those systems and things that are that are done automatically, and it's not anymore on us to do this. Oh yeah, I have to write it in again, I have to do it here again, and then to resend it, and blah blah blah. It's a typical very, very unproductive and boring work. Instead, we could directly go much more in relationship with customers, or in, I don't know, also in probably very important personal meetings. But I want to say, maybe as a last sentence for this, is a lot of people are afraid that still, and it's an interesting thing since the 80s, but still are very afraid that they lose their job against an AI. But they think that will be never the case. And why? Because we decide, not the AI decides, we decide. And you really cannot tell me that anyone would say, yeah, sure, let's the deal or the final thing is also made by the AI. I will not do anything anymore. It's just the AI is doing the deal. I never saw this. If you're on a business trip and having business lunch, then no one ever would say, yeah, sure, let's do the deal by AI. Why should anyone do this? This would completely take away the whole power of us as humans.
Yes, indeed, completely agree. So I get this fear every time also with content AI. So the people say we don't need any copywriters and also no marketing teams, which is, in my opinion, honestly, it's bullshit. So
Yes.
I say always 60% of the blog articles or 50% are made by the AI, and 40% is my own magic that I include through my experience as an editor from previous years. So an AI is a tool. It's helping me to come up with faster with ideas, with headlines. Maybe it helps me to become more SEO optimized. So SEO, search engine optimization, is a big thing with content AI, but it will never replace the work that I'm doing.
Yep.
So because there are so many different points that I'm touching on, and this can't be handled by one single tool. That's just not possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I think we're on a common ground when I say it's a tool, and we have to train people to use and become AI skilled. That's my main mission, my big thing. And I think that's also in your case, that
Absolutely.
people just try it and be aware of it, know also the risks, which are important, but use it. That's the important thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Just do it and try to use it, because all other things make no sense at all. And someone, to be honest, will do it. And then in the future, you will have a problem if you
Yes.
don't want to, because you thought that it's, I don't know, dangerous for you.
Yes, then you can have all thoughts of the world, because you will have a lot of time, because you will be out of business. So yeah. So
Absolutely.
if people want to test it, Felix, I'm looking a little bit for the time. So when people want to test this assistant, where should they go?
Yeah, sure. Just go to our webpage, like is seen there on at the ground. I can also get it into the comments or something.
I'm writing it down. Is it arttac solutions together?
Yeah, arttacsolutions.com just. And on the arttac solutions, on the official page, you directly can go to our free tool. It's the prior assist tool. Like I said, it's just the first version, or better to say, the first module. So here we have a lot of rule-based things. What I was talking about, the AI is on top of that. So it's several modules there we're working on right now. This is really the first implementation where we have a lot of normal algorithms still working. Well, but by the way, also to say this, normal algorithms are also great for a lot of cases. It's not always that AI is the perfect solution.
Yes.
And yeah, just go to the webpage. You can register there, up to 3 users, like I said. If there is, if you're interested in more than that, we also have the option that you can also directly over our webpage buy a license for up to whatever users. And yeah, it's a combination of project management, daily planner, and also email understanding system. But like I said, the email is a feature that is coming in the next weeks.
Cool. Yeah, I think so. I have a couple of tools that I'm currently testing, but maybe I can also add it into the mix. Yeah, I will check it definitely. That's cool.
Oh, wonderful! Thanks a lot.
Awesome. Yeah, I think you mentioned a couple of things that are also important for me. So when it comes to the value base, so it's about human and combining human intelligence with artificial intelligence, and making sure that people seeing AI as a tool that can enable me to have more free time to focus on the most important tasks, which is building connections with other human beings. You mentioned the lunch with a potential client, or a pitch, preparing for a big pitch or for important meeting, things like that, and getting rid of the boring stuff that are time consuming, that are repetitive. I always tell the story about my my second internship on a TV station, where I on a daily basis made the weather predictions for the day. And I mean we're laughing now, and it's all AI based in most cases.
Yeah,
Or
absolutely.
things like when on the streets accident is happening, these kind of texts, which are to some degree look very similar, just the
Yeah,
date
sure.
is changed. So there are a lot of repetitive tasks, and these kind of tasks, nobody was very on fire to doing these things.
Absolutely.
And I did it as an intern, but so we are getting rid of these kind of things and making the days more productive.
More productive, and also, after all, to be honest, more senseful, more interesting for people
Yes.
again. There is so many jobs in big global companies where you really think, why this is
Why I'm doing
okay,
this.
you're getting paid good, but that's it.
uh,
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Felix, for being here and sharing your message. And I hope for everybody who has questions, so we don't have questions so far in the comment section, but we can also follow up with that one. So if you have anything, just let us know in the comment section, and we will come back to you. Thank you, Felix. Have a wonderful day for everybody who listened and watched. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.
Thanks a
Bye-bye.
lot, Jacob. Bye bye.
Thank you.